Inside the pool, Naomi fought for her life. Water rushed into her mouth, her eyes, her nose, burning her lungs. So much for being shallow. From how she sank and resurfaced, it was obvious the pool was deep. Far too deep. She kicked and struggled, gasping between waves as laughter echoed above her. The crowd wasn't helping. They were enjoying it. She could hear the snickers, the mockery, the cheers. She was drowning, and they were laughing. Her body grew weaker, her vision dimmed. In her final breath, before slipping under again, she whispered in her heart, "Dear God, save me." And then, strong arms broke through the water, pulling her upward. Naomi coughed hard as she was lifted out of the pool and lay down by its edge. A young man, the lifeguard, pressed her stomach, forcing water out until she gasped back to life. She blinked rapidly, drenched, trembling, and breathing in short bursts. The crowd giggled. Some even applauded as if it were a show. Kesiena strutted over, voice dripping with mock sympathy. "Oh, the poor darling! You almost drowned!" Naomi coughed again, too weak to respond. "All thanks to my lifeguard. I knew there might be some loser who doesn't know how to swim." The crowd erupted in laughter. Naomi pushed herself up slowly, glaring at no one in particular, her face burning. Kesiena snapped at a maid standing nearby. "Take her to the restroom. Let her change out of those wet rags." The maid obeyed immediately, guiding Naomi away. As Naomi disappeared into the small pool house behind the mansion, Kesiena turned back to the mic. "It's time to party!" The crowd roared in delight. In the small bathroom behind the house, Naomi finally exhaled. Her lungs still hurt from swallowing so much water. She leaned on the wall, breathing in and out, whispering under her breath, "That was close. Too close." From outside the door came the maid's voice. "Madam, please give me your clothes so I can bring you dry ones." "No, never mind. I'll just wait to dry." "Please, ma'am, I was ordered to bring you a change of clothes. If you refuse, my boss will fire me." Naomi hesitated, sighed, and finally began removing her wet clothes. When she was done, she cracked the door open slightly and handed them out. She stood shivering in the cold, dressed only in her undergarments, waiting. Minutes passed. "Hello? Where's the change of clothes?" No reply. "Hello? Still nothing. Her stomach sank. She knew she had been played. Back at the party, Kesiena was glowing with satisfaction. Her maid slipped up beside her and whispered something in her ear. Kesiena's smile widened. Guys, remember, I promised you a big reveal? The crowd screamed. Pipe down! You're going to want your phones out for this one. We're about to take the internet by storm. Amanda and Sophia laughed at her side. Let's see how she holds her head high after this. Hold her head? She won't have a shred of dignity left. Not after the whole school sees her and it's going live. They both laughed wickedly. Back in the restroom, Naomi paced in panic. Her skin prickled with fear and cold. She looked around. No clothes, no towels, nothing but polished towels and silence. She peeked out into the adjoining sitting area. Empty. Her purse was still at the chair by the pool, with her phone inside. She couldn't call anyone. She wanted to run, but how could she? Half naked? Then, footsteps. Her heart skipped. She dashed back inside the bathroom. A knock followed. Did you bring the clothes? The voice on the other side was calm, low, familiar. Don't be stupid. Do you think Kesiena would let you go without humiliating you? Naomi froze. Her breath caught in her throat. Aiden? She hadn't realized how much she needed to hear that voice until now. Aiden, please help me. They made me take off my clothes and... She stopped mid-sentence, realizing what she was saying. On the other side, Aiden shut his eyes in frustration. He'd seen Kesiena's surprise reveal post on Snapchat, and then a live stream of Naomi being shoved into the pool. He knew instantly what was coming and turned the car around. He pulled off his jacket, then his shirt, and knocked again. Open the door and wear these. Naomi gasped softly as she felt the clothes pass through the small opening. Her fingers brushed his as she took them. Warm, steady, reassuring. Thank you, but these are your clothes. Do you have another choice? Wear them. Quickly, for the parade you naked in front of everyone. Naomi didn't hesitate again. She slipped on his shirt and blazer, both oversized. The fabric soft and heavy against her skin. The shirt reached just above her knees. When she stepped out, Aiden stood there in his trousers and an undershirt, looking both tense and protective. Quick, let's go. There's another gate out back. My phone. I'll have someone get it. Move. He led her quickly out of the pool house. Moments later, the door to the pool house burst open. Kesiena stormed in with Amanda, Sophia, and half the guests. Phones raised, cameras rolling. Okay, everyone, get ready for the big reveal. She pressed a finger to her lips. No locks, we just push. And she shoved the door open and froze. The bathroom was empty. Naomi was gone. The hum of the luxury car filled the silence. Naomi sat beside Aiden in the back seat, stealing glances at him. His face was calm, too calm, a mask of cold detachment that gave nothing away. She wondered how someone could look so warm and yet feel so distant at the same time. Naomi had always been good at reading people. She could tell a person's heart, their motives, even their pretenses. But Aiden Balogun was unreadable. A part of her whispered, "He's kind." Another screamed, "Stay away from him." The air between them was heavy, quiet, chilled by the car's AC and by his silence. "Thank you." "Stay away from trouble. I'm not your bodyguard." "Understood." He leaned back, eyes half shut. "My drivers will drop you off. I need to get home. It's past my bedtime." "Thank you again." He said nothing more. His eyes closed completely, shutting her out. Aiden Balogun wasn't a man of many words. Outside Naomi's house, Shadrach waited. It was already past 8. He rehearsed everything. His confession, his perfect speech, even how Naomi might blush and say yes. He could already see it in his mind. Naomi loves me. She will never say no to me. He had even set up flowers in her room, placed candles, unlit for now, just waiting for her to return. But when he heard the sound of an approaching car, his breath caught. The engine didn't sound ordinary. It purred, deep and smooth. When the vehicle turned the corner, his jaw dropped. A sleek black car, gleaming, elegant, rolled to a stop right outside Naomi's gate. And then, the unimaginable. Naomi stepped out. Shadrach's heart froze. That car belonged to money, to power, to a world far from theirs. The car drove away, and Naomi entered the compound quietly. Shadrach marched up to her, words spilling out before he could stop them. "Whose car was that? Why are you just getting home at this hour? And whose clothes are you wearing?" Naomi paused, tired, drenched in frustration. "Why are you here, Shadrach? It's late." "Answer my questions first. Who drove you home?" "Listen, I've been through a lot today. I just need rest." He blocked her path, anger and jealousy whirring inside him. "Naomi Adaeze, you are going to give me an answer right now, or else." He stopped mid-sentence, realizing how harsh he sounded. "Excuse me? Shadrach, are you out of your mind? When did you suddenly become my parent?" As your best friend, and since I'm older than you by 4 months, I can ask you questions." "I'm going to bed. Good night." She walked into the house and shut the door behind her. Shadrach stood there, helpless, his big romantic moment gone with the wind. Then suddenly, he remembered the flowers and candles in her room. His stomach sank. And right on cue, Naomi's voice shouted from inside. Shadrach, who gave you permission to turn my room into a shrine? He winced. That was the end of his grand confession. Monday morning came quickly. Naomi walked into Marathon High with her head high. She wasn't going to be bullied anymore, not by anyone. But as she moved through the corridors, something felt off. Students stepped aside when she passed. Some lowered their heads. Others whispered but refused to meet her gaze. Naomi frowned. Why were they acting like she'd suddenly become royalty? In class, she minded her own business. Aiden sat beside her, silent as ever. No good morning, no teasing remarks about lunch. She noticed, but she didn't ask. Across the room, Aiden's eyes lingered on her from time to time. He couldn't understand himself. Why had he turned the car around that night? Why had he gone back for her? He hadn't slept all weekend. Everywhere he looked, the pool, the dining table, even in his dreams, there she was. Naomi. It was maddening. Later, during PE, Naomi joined a game of volleyball. The ball hit her squarely in the face. Ow! Before she could react, two girls ran to her in panic. We're so sorry, Naomi. Please forgive us. It was an accident, we swear. Naomi blinked. Forgive us? Why were they suddenly treating her like porcelain? At the water fountain afterward, she overheard two girls whispering. Is she the one? Naomi bent slightly, pretending to drink while listening. You mean Aiden Balogun is her master? The Aiden Balogun? Yes. Didn't you see the pictures from the party? He saved her. Naomi froze. Master? So that was it. The reason everyone treated her differently. The reason they acted scared. They thought she belonged to him. Her stomach turned. So that's why he saved me. For a photo op? To make it look like I'm a slave? Her anger surged. She turned and marched back to the building, searching for him. He wasn't in class. She checked the halls, the courtyard, nothing. Then she heard it. Music. Soft, graceful notes floated from the music room. She followed the sound and gently pushed the door open. There he was, seated before a grand piano, eyes closed, lost in the melody. The world around him seemed to vanish as his fingers glided across the keys. Naomi stood frozen. Something about him in that moment disarmed her. He looked peaceful, human. She could almost feel his emotions in every note. Pain, longing, loneliness. Then he opened his eyes and stopped playing. Is this what you do? Barge into people's spaces with no care in the world? Didn't you see the do not disturb sign with my crest on it? Naomi frowned. Oh, I forgot. You think rules bend around you, just like that chair on the first day of school. You have no respect, do you? I don't give two hoots about who you are or what you have. We are both students with equal rights in this school. He stared, half amused, half angry. Do you know who I am? Yes, Aiden Balogun, senior student of Marathon High. He gave a cynical smile. This girl had guts, too much of it. I came to warn you. Warn me? Yes. How dare you have the students calling me your slave? Was your little performance at the party just a publicity stunt? You helped me, just so you could make everyone think you own me. Her voice trembled with rage. Aiden froze, staring at her, his eyes dark and unreadable. If Naomi had slapped him, Aiden wouldn't have flinched. But accusing him, turning his act of kindness into mockery, that he couldn't take. How dare you? You better go out there and take it back. I'm not your slave, not now, not ever. His eyes darkened, his jaw tightened. Without warning, Aiden grabbed her arm. Naomi gasped as he pulled her out of the music room, dragging her through the hall and onto the upper balcony overlooking the courtyard. Then his voice boomed, louder than she'd ever heard it. Hear me! Every head turned. Students stopped mid-conversation, staring upward in shock. Aiden's hand clenched the railing. His eyes burned with fury. Who told you Naomi is my slave? Whispers rippled through the crowd. Naomi's heart pounded in her chest. Aiden turned to her, his gaze icy and unreadable. She can never be my slave. I have nothing to do with her. Absolutely nothing. He turned on his heel and walked away, his footsteps echoing down the marble corridor, leaving Naomi frozen where she stood. She didn't understand why her heart hurt so much. She should have felt relieved. Instead, his words cut deep, colder than rejection, sharper than anger. Why did it feel like abandonment? The days that followed were dreadful. Aiden's public declaration had turned Naomi into a target again. Chewing gum appeared on her chair, her locker was broken into, her books turned, her bag overturned. Every day brought a new insult, a new humiliation. It was as though the entire school had declared war on her. Still, Naomi refused to cower. She'd already survived worse, losing her parents, poverty, cruelty. She wouldn't break now, but the attacks kept coming. One afternoon during lunch, Naomi sat quietly at a table in the far corner of the cafeteria, eating alone. The smell of rich food filled the air, laughter echoing from every side. Then, something hit her at the back. She turned around slowly. Spaghetti clung to her uniform, dripping sauce. Before she could react, another handful of food flew her way. Then another. Jollof, salad, leftovers. Students jeered, laughing as she tried to block the attacks with her arms. The cafeteria turned into chaos. Naomi stood there, humiliated and trembling, covered in stains. She couldn't go back to class like this. So she walked, head down, heart heavy, to the admin office and got permission to go home early. That evening, in her small bedroom, Naomi sat before her laptop. Her fingers trembled as she typed, fury and grief fueling every word. She had reached her limit. If no one else would fight the system, she would. Enough is enough. She wasn't just going to survive. She would make sure the bullying ended once and for all. She signed the letter and sent it to the Ministry of Education. Meanwhile, Aiden had seen everything. Every cruel joke, every thrown plate, every time Naomi held her head high while the world spat at her. He told himself he didn't care, that it wasn't his problem. But every time someone mocked her, something twisted inside him. He couldn't understand it. Why was he angry? Why did her pain bother him this much? Why did he feel protective? That afternoon, after the food fight incident, he snapped. Aiden Balogun, the untouchable, did something he'd never done before. He gathered the bullies. His boys found every single one and dragged them to the backfield, where they now sat in the grass, trembling. Aiden approached them slowly, his steps deliberate, his expression unreadable. They lowered their heads, avoiding his gaze. Who told you that you could hurt her? No one answered. We're sorry. We had no idea you'd be upset about it. Aiden tilted his head, his tone almost casual. Upset? Me? No. Why would I be upset? The bullies exchanged nervous looks. For a second, they thought he might let it go. The bullies exchanged nervous looks. For a second, they thought he might let it go. Then, his voice exploded. I'm mad, raving mad. How dare you treat Naomi that way? They flinched. If anyone hurts her again, I'll make sure they regret ever stepping into the school. The students began to plead. They all came from wealth, but there was wealth, and there was the Balogun kind of wealth. They knew what he could do, and in that moment, the entire hierarchy of Marudon High shifted. Quietly, permanently, because no one, not anymore, would ever dare to lay a finger on Naomi Adaeze again. Watch out for part 4 of this thrilling series, Must Date the Billionaire's Son. An unforgettable story of love, power, pride, and the girl who dared to challenge it all. Please support this page by subscribing and liking the videos. God bless you.